Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Thursday, July 20th, 2023. Welcome to day 912. The Senate Judiciary Committee advanced legislation that would require the U.S. Supreme Court to adopt a binding code of ethics. The legislation would require the court to adopt and adhere to ethics and disclosure requirements equivalent to those applied to members of Congress, and it would establish a process for enforcing those requirements. The vote was 11-10 along party lines, with Republicans claiming that the bill could destroy the court. The legislation, however, is not expected to get the 60 votes needed to advance in the Senate, and even if it did, it has very little chance of being considered in the Republican-controlled House. The move follows reports that Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito failed to disclose luxury travel and accommodations provided by wealthy businessmen and political donors, and that Justice Sonia Sotomayor used taxpayer-funded court staff to help sell her books. Meanwhile, Kevin McCarthy reportedly promised Donald Trump that the House would vote to expunge his 2 impeachments before its August recess. After McCarthy openly questioned whether Trump is the strongest to win the general election on national TV, McCarthy promised to revisit the 2 impeachments in order to calm Trump. "He needs to endorse me today," Trump reportedly fumed to his staff following McCarthy's TV appearance. McCarthy, however, denies that he made any deal with Trump to expunge his impeachment record. Moving on, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger complied with a subpoena from Special Counsel Jack Smith seeking all security video from an Election Day polling site. Trump and Rudy Giuliani had repeatedly falsely claimed that a pair of election workers stationed at Atlanta's State Farm Arena engaged in fraud while counting ballots. The FBI and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation previously investigated claims of voter fraud at the arena and concluded that there was no evidence of any type of fraud as alleged. The Georgia State Election Board also dismissed a years-long investigation into alleged misconduct by Fulton County election workers, finding no evidence of conspiracy. Meanwhile, a federal judge denied Trump's request for a new trial in the case where a jury ordered him to pay $5 million for sexually abusing and defaming E. Jean Carroll. Trump claimed that the award was excessive because the jury concluded that he had not raped Carroll, only that he sexually abused her and then later defamed her when he denied her story. Judge Lewis Kaplan wrote in the order that the jury in the case did not reach a seriously erroneous result, and that its verdict is not a miscarriage of justice, as Trump had alleged. Kaplan added, "There is no basis for disturbing the jury's sexual assault damages, and Mr. Trump's argument with respect to the defamation damages are no stronger." And finally, the Florida Board of Education approved a new set of standards for how Black history should be taught to middle school students, including instruction on how slavery gave Black people a personal benefit because they developed skills. The new standards also require high school students to be taught that the 1920 Ocoee Massacre, during which a white mob attacked Black residents, included acts of violence perpetrated against and by African Americans. During the Ocoee Massacre, as many as 60 people were killed when several Black residents attempted to vote, marking the deadliest instance of Election Day violence in U.S. history. The new standards were approved unanimously. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.